I think that's it. We're live. You ready? What are we talking about today? Draft stuff, right? We're doing the morning
draft?
after.
What else? What else would we be talking about on draft
It's
day?
the only sport that matters. All right. Well, let me go ahead and run this intro for everybody. Let's do it.
Go ahead. Bring us
Shut up and sit down.
There you go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Street Certified Dope Doctor here with you, Louis Delgado, along with my partner, Trinity Phillips, the Dharma guy. Trinity, you didn't hear me, right? I didn't even test the audio and didn't even test everything. I was so busy
I hear you perfectly.
All right.
Which is not usual for us lately. So we're ahead of the 8 ball today.
We're getting better, Trinity. It only took 23 years.
Tighten it up.
23 years of broadcasting to do it right.
There you go. Hey, it's better late than never, right?
That's what happens when the talent tries to become the engineer and producer and all that stuff, man. I look, Trinity, basically, I just want someone to come to my house, put my microphone and check it out, make sure it's all good, get the lighting right, and then leave.
Well, the other thing that you neglected to mention at the top is we're also doing something new. We are live, as usual, on Facebook, but
right on.
You could be watching us right now live on YouTube or on Twitch. So just going to put that out there. So if you're watching, if you want to watch us,
I don't even know what.
You know what? I'm on Twitch only because I do gaming. I do it under the Dharma guy. I don't do other Dharma time and stuff, but yes, I do some gaming as well. I don't know if I broadcast to Twitch or not, but I am on it. I broadcast on YouTube from the Dharma guy stuff for gaming, not necessarily Twitch. But either way, I digress. We are currently on all platforms. Ta-da!
Well,
hello, we got a ticker. Everybody. You see the ticker right there? We got a ticker.
Yeah, I see it going across. Morning after edition. And if you're wondering, the morning after is when we talk sports. We just want to be able to differentiate when we talk sports or something like that. That this is not Dharma time where we're all spiritual in nature and woosah, and this is not the Couch Live where it's all about recovery and remission, the disease of addiction and stuff like that, and it's definitely not We the Middle where we get into the politics when it's time to get everybody pissed off and angry at us because we may differ in opinion than you. So morning after, it's draft day, Trinity. Draft day.
And I couldn't care any less than I currently
do. Why?
I'm not that dude. I don't care about draft day.
And you know what? I'm not usually as excited as I am this year. I think because the first time I'm thinking there's one position we really need. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and it's we need a quarterback. I'm not Trubisky. I'm not trying to say you're not the guy, bro. I'm not trying to upset you and trying to.
I think you just did.
No, I'm not. Well, if you're watching on Twitch, Mr. Trubisky, just know that I'm here to support you. What happened to the feed? Am I still there?
Yeah, I see you.
Are you hear me, Trinity?
Yeah, I hear you.
Wow, I just saw something that happens, Trinity, and that's when I get a phone call, like you disappear.
Oh, wow.
But I no longer know where you're at. Yeah, I know. I no longer. I don't know where you're at. I don't know how to get you back.
I'm a 49ers fan. And I don't really care about the draft, dude. I never have. I've never understood the pageantry of the draft. Like I've never been that dude. It's like, oh, it's draft day. Let's sit down, get the drinks. I literally will watch other things, and on my phone, I'll know kind of where we're at. Like I'm always curious to see like the first couple picks, and even then, it's only because I've been paying attention to college. And today, I don't care. And as a 49ers fan, we don't really need the draft. What we need as a 49ers fan is figure out what the hell's going on with Deebo Samuel. That's what we need. And we need to figure out if Trey Lance is ready.
What you need to do is try to keep Deebo because he's gone.
Exactly.
Gone.
Exactly. Hey, Clara. Welcome to see, Clara knows because she's a 49ers fan, I believe.
What are you going to do about Deebo? Anyway, what do you want to do about that? What's up, Clara? How you doing?
We need to keep him happy, bro. Like, I'm not a, I'm.
Is it personal though? You think it's personal? You think it's too late, Trinity, to keep Deebo? I mean, because everybody's making it seem like he's not even giving them a reason he's leaving. He's just.
Well, I think that's why there's still hope. I'm thinking maybe it's just a negotiating point.
Oh, you read that as hope?
Yeah, I do. Because he's not out there like trashing us. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to trash somebody and then sign, and then you have to take all that back.
So you think it's like a Kyler Murray thing?
Maybe, yeah, I think so. Because he did exactly what Kyler Murray did. He took all this stuff off of his social media. Okay. And I'm always a firm believer of everybody's replaceable. Oh, but Debo, he's a little bit different, man. He's
Somebody you
don't
want
get
to
me
keep.
wrong. Yeah. I mean, we've won Super Bowls without him, but
Yeah.
I think it's easier to win with him.
Well, you want
So
to
I
keep
think we
him.
need to keep him happy.
Yeah.
However, I'm also disappointed because I don't think Trey Lance apparently is ready because they haven't done anything with Jimmy G. And the fact that they haven't done anything with Jimmy G tells me that they don't believe in Trey Lance yet. Because if they were all in on Trey Lance, Jimmy G would have been gone. So the fact that he's not gone makes me think that we're not quite sold on the Trey Lance experiment just yet. And that worries me.
So, why would you get rid of Jimmy G? I mean, first of all, maybe you shopped him and maybe nobody wanted him. I mean, Baker Mayfield was shopped and nobody wants him.
Yeah, Baker's so overrated. His
commercial,
hold on, but Baker's commercials are the greatest, by the way. His commercials where he treats the stadium like it's his house, I love those things.
They're
right on par with the Peyton Manning commercials, by the way.
Well, that's the sad thing. It's like, what's going to happen to that house? I mean, it's no longer his house. So, like, are they going to do a commercial where someone delivers the mail there and they go send forward
as long as Deshaun Watson
city
doesn't set up a masseuse chair underneath it, you guys are going to be good. If Deshaun Watson starts to put up a masseuse chair down there, you might want to, start making some better decisions.
I'm not a Cleveland fan, so that's fine with me.
Yeah.
But I think that they're definitely
the NFL doesn't care about women. I think that's the bottom line. The NFL doesn't seem to care about women because Deshaun Watson has all those allegations, which granted they weren't filed charges. It just doesn't look good. And then now he's the highest paid NFL player with the most guaranteed money. So as a woman, I'd be like, really? That's interesting. But
was it only about like masseuses though?
I don't know. There's 22 of them, 23,
I know, but were they all people that were paid to touch them in the first place?
I don't know.
Were
I don't think they were all released.
I'd like to know that before I even speak on, him in a situation. I'd at least like to know if they were all originally paid to touch him. I'm not saying you were paid to touch him where he probably wanted to be touched, but I'm saying I at least want to know, are all the victims somebody who were originally paid to touch him? Because that is different than someone just walking your neighborhood and coming up to your wife or your kids out in the neighborhood.
Sure. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I will say if the number is like 23, 28, there's usually, when there's smoke, there's usually some fire. Like something's going on there.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a massage 1,000 times, then 23 is not as much.
Maybe unless one of those 23 is your daughter, then you might have a problem with it.
Then I would tell my daughters, just look,
stop being a masseuse.
Don't be a masseuse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because everybody, jokes about that already. I mean, everybody knows those jokes.
Yeah.
It's not like and I know, look, if you're a masseuse, I'm not saying that you deserve to be treated like that and you should be expected to do that, but we know that there are individuals that when they think masseuse, they think a certain way, and you got to pick those creeps out right away, man.
Actually, you know what? A quick story about that. Unrelated but related. It's unrelated to sports, but it's really related to what you just talked about.
Oh boy.
So one of the tattoo shops I used to get tattoos at, it was called Devotion Tattoo. It's not there anymore. The guy Lance McLeod moved to California to stop tattooing and start selling weed. There was a masseuse across the street. It was a Korean one, I believe. And it was interesting because I didn't know at first that's what it was. But every time I would go get tattoos, I would see across, there was like a line to get in there sometimes. And like I would see people come up and try the door and it was locked or it was closed. They would get like really mad and storm off. And I was like, dude, what is over there? What? Right. And then that's when the guys told me that it's one of those parlors that are known for happy endings at the end. I was like, oh, interesting. And that's how I found out. So I
personally think that should be legit, but that's a separate conversation. So, I mean,
that's a whole different.
Whatever two adults want to do amongst themselves, that's
as long as they're not trafficked. I'm all right.
And that's the deal, right? I think that's the situation. I think that as long as both are consenting adults and they're not trafficked individuals, I think whatever.
And that kid, I
wouldn't say, if I want to touch somebody with it and get paid to touch somebody with it, that should be on me.
And that kids, I wouldn't say on Dharma time because from a spiritual perspective, there are no victimless things when it comes to sexuality. But we're on morning after, so hey, go for it if you're consenting.
That's right, Dharma guy. you gotta take a time out from that Dharma time because it's draft day. Draft day, Trinity. It's draft day, and here's what's going to happen today. Here's my prediction of what's going to happen today. You're going to lose Deebo Samuel today, or at least tomorrow. By this weekend, You will no longer have Debo.
Don't
But you
jinx
will
it.
have.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a
No.
hater.
Listen. You guys don't even have a first round pick. So for San Francisco, you guys want to know today. If you're not going to keep Debo, you want to know
Yeah.
today. You
Well,
get your
rumor has
most.
it we
You
want
get
2 first rounders. That's
you
what
got the
rumor.
most bang for your buck if you get rid of him today.
Yeah, the
If
rumor
you
is
wait
we
till
want 2 first
tomorrow.
rounders. So I don't know, but I don't know if anybody's willing to give up 2 first rounders for him. Maybe they are. I don't know if there's any legitimacy to that rumor either. It could just be something that his agent put out there. I don't know.
I think that if they could use him the way you used him, yes. But to come right out of this is what I think he did wrong by saying, I don't want to be used the way you guys just saw me get used. Therefore, that's how I got famous, and that's how I got this Pro Bowl selection, and that's why I'm so popular. But
Yeah.
brother, do you realize that's why you're this popular? Do you realize
Yeah.
that's what put your game way up is because you're this utility player who could be a running back and a wide receiver? And I get it, Debo, that you don't want to be used as a running back because you don't want to get hit by these big dudes, man. You know,
Yeah.
them
But
linemen.
he's a good receiver for us too, though. Like he wasn't like a bad receiver. It's just Shanahan found so many ways to put him in the offense that he just exploded last year.
But listen, Shanahan would have never put him in that situation if he would have thought he was such a valuable receiver that you don't want to run him. He wouldn't have done that to him.
Well, once again, I'm not a Jimmy guy, so I think the reason why I put him in there is because Jimmy just couldn't give him the ball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's what it was.
What?
He couldn't rely on Jimmy.
You're blaming Jimmy G
Yes.
for Debo's utility?
Yeah. We would have never done that because he couldn't give him the ball, dude. Jimmy G's not our quarterback. I think we've established
Why don't you blame the fact that Mostert was hurt and wasn't around, so therefore they
because
needed
our
more
backup
running
was
back?
just as good as Mostert.
Clearly not.
Yeah,
Clearly their backup
let
meant Debo. Their backup
we
meant
let Mostert go to the Dolphins.
Trinity, this is draft day. This is draft day. This
Yeah.
is not. I was
Are
here
you
yesterday.
See, this is why I don't like draft day because I don't even know who's coming out in college that's even worthwhile at the moment.
Well, I'm only caring about one team, and that's Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it.
Yeah, but
that's
who's on the list that you want so badly? Who is it that you're hoping they draft?
First of all year you knew I like Pickett. How many times have you heard me say Pickett all year?
They're not going to get
year I've been saying Pickett.
They didn't just sign Trubisky to get Pickett. There's no way.
And I'm fine without Pickett now because I've moved on from Pickett.
You're gonna have to get a different Pickett.
Pickett. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick it differently. Exactly. I gotta pick it differently. So Pickett was my original pick because he was the most similar I thought to Ben. He was a big guy, right?
Right.
And when he did run, I mean, he's harder to bring down, right? But then when I started watching this film on two guys, Ritter and Willis, Malik Willis can run.
And what positions are there?
Quarterback.
Oh,
but my issue with Malik Willis is it's almost like having a Kyler Murray. I think the dude's only like 6'1", right? So
Kyler Murray's so bad right now.
Yeah. So being only 6'1", going from what we had, right, 6'4", I think, what, 6'3", 6'4", going to 6'1", yeah.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, going from that to 6'1" is a little bit of a move. But Ritter, on the other hand, I think is 6'3". So
you're not going to get a quarterback, though. That's gone. I think that ship is sailed.
Wait. You don't think we're going to get Ritter or Willis?
No. I think Trubisky's your guy. I think that's what they did. They went out and got Trubisky. Which I don't think was a bad move, if I'm honest, because I don't think Chicago used Trubisky well. Like I don't think they did it right with him because their offense was horrible.
Do you realize that we lost a quarterback due to running out of gas in South Florida, walking across the street and get hit?
Do you really want to call him a quarterback, though? Come on, man. He's a journeyman at best. Yeah. He's a journeyman
You're not allowed to talk about the dead like that, Trinity. That's not very Dharma guy-ish.
I just did. Fact is still fact. I don't care if he's dead or alive. It's still fact. He wasn't that great. He was a journeyman. Nobody wanted him. What? He wasn't that good.
He was 24 years old, man.
And he still wasn't that. He had 24 years to get it right, and he didn't.
He was a kid. No, he got it right many of those 24 years. He just had a few bad years on some bad teams.
He got him relatively right when he was Ohio State beating up on 50 seeds.
I am not saying anything negative about Haskins.
He wasn't that good.
Haskins, I'm sorry for Trinity.
He wasn't that good.
Know what he does. He's Buddhist.
But Trubisky might be the guy.
Don't care about the dead. He's Buddhist. You know, if he was Christian, he would think about it. But he's Buddhist.
Leo Ryan says there's another Kurt Warner out there somewhere. Maybe.
That's
why you know what? That's why I'm not big on the draft. Right?
Wait, why do you not think that we're going to get Willis?
Because I think Trubisky was your guy. I think that's what they did. I think they made that move, and they're going to try to build around him. They're going to put pieces around him to make him better.
I think for 1 year, yes, but that Trubisky's not our longtime guy. We are a drafting team, Trinity, because we draft. That's what we
draft
do.
receivers. Your receivers are always
we draft everybody. We draft everybody.
Defense too.
There is no and quarterbacks. We drafted Ben. We draft.
That's
one
what we quarterback in like 18 years.
Exactly. We draft. We draft.
Okay.
That's my point. What are you talking about, Willis? Is what Leo is saying. But yeah. So by the way, if you want to watch us on Facebook Live while we're doing this, you could be on Facebook Live with us. That
was my daughter freaking out, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that. And then there's Maynard. So maybe Maynard's more excited. Wait, Leo and Maynard are both Kansas City Chiefs. They got two picks.
Dude, how'd y'all let Tyreek Hill go, man?
Because they got a lot of picks for him, man. How do you not let him go?
That dude is ridiculous. He's a game changer,
man. They got 2 first-round
picks.
Yeah, but
who competes with him though? They're just a game changer.
Well, clearly they don't think he was the game changer. Clearly they think Mahomes.
Clearly they didn't want to pay him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay him. At the end of
the
day,
who do you guys want, Leo? Who do you want, Leo? Who do you want, Maynard, for the Kansas City Chiefs? What person are you looking to get? While
we're waiting for them to answer, this is part of the reason why I don't like the draft. Yeah. I've heard so many, like Ryan Leaf was the first round pick, and he didn't do anything. Tom Brady was taken in the 6th round. Right. Like too many times, like these supposed tests and these supposed things, they're all BS, dude. None of it really matters. Like the combine, like if you didn't see what they did in college, and it doesn't always translate. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. It's a little crap.
You're talking about with quarterbacks.
It's about just in period. There's been
the offensive linemen tend to do exactly what you expect them to do. Defensive guys,
some of them. There's been quite a few ones that
Parsons, bro, in Dallas, dude. I'll take that dude any day, man. That edge,
sure.
Guy,
you want to point out too? That's my point.
He was a bad boy in college. He's a bad boy with the Dallas Cowboys this year. I would have definitely took him. They got real lucky. Maynard wants Williamson.
Said, he said because he's getting older and they get the pick. So older, but that dude was still lightning fast. And he said he wanted Williamson, wide receiver from Alabama.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go wrong picking somebody from Alabama. Well,
right,
most of the time. A couple of their running backs didn't quite pan out, but I hear you.
Hey. Are you attacking me again?
No, no, Mr. Steele.
Are you attacking our running back?
No.
Najee Harris from Alabama?
No, he did decent. But there's been a couple of them that came out of there. That one dude in New Orleans didn't do that well.
I thought you were attacking me again. I was like, man, you're just getting all kinds of anti-Pittsburgh comments in there.
Well, you make it so easy because you're so pro-Pittsburgh all the time. Even though they haven't won a Super Bowl, I don't know how long.
We still got 6. Still got 6.
We'll be there. We got 5.
So, whatever. You're not there.
We'll get our 6.
Get 6, then you can talk. But right now, you can't.
Anyways, talk to me when you guys are relevant.
We're always relevant. That's the beautiful thing about being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And any Steelers fan out there knows we're always relevant.
You weren't really that relevant
about it. Always relevant. Even when we're losing, we're relevant. We are always relevant.
When Cleveland sent you home, we didn't feel very relevant.
Whatever.
Well, you were relevant as far as on Baker Mayfield's stats.
If you're not first, you're last anyway, so it doesn't matter. If you don't win the whole thing, it doesn't matter.
Leo said he likes Harry Ballard II out of Vegas.
Oh, yeah?
And then Maynard said Hill has nothing to do with the money.
Why? Let me see what are some of the predictions for you guys anyway. Let me see. First of all, Jacksonville. Am I the only one to think that it's a waste of a pick that Jacksonville gets the first pick again? I mean, is it not just a waste?
That poor kid, Trevor Lawrence, man. Oh.
If I would not want to get picked first. As a matter of fact, I'd be like, please don't pick me.
You do the Eli Manning thing, where you want to go where you want to go.
I would want to do that.
It wasn't even. It was also John Elway, I think, too.
Well, look at all the first. Look at the first 5 picks. Look at the first 5 picks. Here, I'm going to read them to you, Trinity. All right, ready?
All right.
Jaguars, Lions, Texas. Houston Texans. Jets and New York Giants. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to any
They're all
of those
like perpetually bad teams.
I would not want. The only reason you want to be picked in the top 5 is for the money.
So the Jets haven't been good since Joe Namath. I mean, they were comparable when Rex Ryan was their coach. Right. They did some decent stuff, but they kept running up to the Patriots, so they lost. As did most people.
those 5 teams have always been top 5 picks in every draft.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Every
The
draft.
Giants had a couple years when they beat the Patriots, so they were all right
Oh,
with Strahan when all of them were there.
And not only did the Giants have pick number 5, they got pick number 7.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have a.
So the Giants
didn't
might come up then.
But didn't they have that last week? I mean, last year. Last year they had 2 top 10 picks. I think.
I don't remember on that one.
Exactly. You don't remember because they suck.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with Jacksonville. I felt bad for Trevor Lawrence, man. That poor kid, dude. He went into Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer, I love Urban Meyer as a coach, but he had no business in the NFL. That dude, what the hell was that?
How many picks down do you have to get to even see a decent team? All right, so Carolina has a 6 pick.
You call them a decent team?
I don't hate Carolina though. I mean, I don't hate any of these people. Look, Seahawks at 9. I think that's the first time where
they're gonna
you'd be okay with going. But you'd be cool with going to Seattle if you're a football player.
I don't know, man. The cupboard's kind of bare up there right now.
And then, God, man,
their Legion of Boom is all gone, and
you'd have to go all the way down to 14 to be a Raven. You know,
I wouldn't hate be a Raven. I mean,
I wouldn't
hate
to be a Raven.
Squad. Yeah,
I wouldn't hate to be a Raven.
Their quarterback can't throw for shit, but
then my Eagles, my number 2 team, Eagles is pick number 15.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be an Eagle either.
So, yeah,
but
I love and then the Saints at 16. So it starts picking up right there around 14, around the 14th pick. It starts getting a lot better.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens have a chance. I just Lamar needs to learn how to throw better, man.
I think Destiny has a pick that she's trying to give you.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's doing. She's playing Fortnite.
I think she's looking at us.
I don't know what she's doing. Kurt Warner was a low pick. That's what Leo Rhines. Silk Stockings, Joe. Okay. I just told him myself because when I heard Silk Stockings, I was thinking of that old show on the USA Network back in like the 90s, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then of course Joe. I'm assuming he's talking about Joe Namath because
Broadway Joe.
Jets. Yeah, Broadway Joe.
So we're all the way down at pick number 20. Do you think if we were getting a quarterback, do you think Malik will still be there?
No, because half those teams you just mentioned need a quarterback, and they're all above you. Like Seattle's going to have a quarterback because they just lost Russell Wilson.
The only one I'm worried about is Saints. To be honest with you, right above us, they're at pick 19.
Well, because I don't think the Saints are going to. I don't think they're going to put the farm on old boy who throws like 30 interceptions a year. Jameis Winston. I don't think they're going to put the farm on him. I think the other guy, the young kid who's like a little wannabe Tim Tebow. He's good, but he seems like he's only good on short downs, and he runs way too much. And if it's one thing with the NFL, dude, running quarterbacks they don't have the longevity.
That's why I'm okay with Ritter. I think he's the sleeper tonight. I think first of all, I don't like them saying this is a weak quarterback class because just for exactly what you said earlier, that the quarterbacks in college don't always translate to pro. I mean, most of the time it doesn't seem like they.
Look at Jamarcus Russell, dude. Jamarcus Russell from LSU was like the second coming of like Black Jesus for the NFL, man. Right. And then when he got in the NFL, he just gained a ton of weight, couldn't do anything, started doing that purple drink stuff, and now he's nowhere to be seen. And that dude was throwing it 70 yards on his knees. It was like he had all the talents in the world, and he went number 1 to the Raiders and was a complete bust. At least
Tua,
Ryan Leaf tried,
Tua, same. Baker.
I don't know if I'm ready to call. I don't know if I'm ready to call Tua a bust just yet. I want to see what he does this year with a stacked house.
But it's not a Mahomes thing. And
there's only one Mahomes though.
Well, where did Mahomes get picked? Let's see if their fans remember how he got picked. But he didn't get picked.
I don't remember.
Top. He wasn't a top pick.
I don't remember where he was at.
Yeah. Anybody remember what Mahomes got picked? Where was Mahomes on that pick list?
I don't know if somebody's on there.
Don't make me Google. Yeah, somebody's got to Google.
Yeah, right.
But I look. I think here's why I'm excited. Every single one of our first round picks have always been good. I mean, literally, you can go to Pittsburgh's history, and I did this about 6 months ago. When Najee, probably longer actually, after we got Najee. So like last year around this time, I looked at it and I was like, man, we get lucky because Najee Harris was the number 1 quarterback coming out of college, and we got him like at pick 20, pick 24 or whatever. I think we had pick 24 or something like that. And so I'm like, how lucky are we? And so I went back and looked at all of our first round picks ever.
Right.
Every single one of them is like a Pittsburgh Steelers legend. Every single one of them.
Yeah, your guys' receivers and defense are ridiculous.
We've never done wrong on first round picks ever.
But didn't one of your guys' scouts leave? I think. one of your guys that does the scouting, didn't he leave?
Not the scouting. Our general manager is leaving after today or after
Okay.
this weekend. But
Um,
he's still here, Colbert. He's
right.
still here for this draft.
You
But
guys always
after this
manage to
draft, he's gone.
find like some like insane receiver
Dude,
that's just lights out,
it's not
and
just
then your
receivers.
defense is ridiculous. Like
It's not
so,
just
whoever's
receivers.
doing your scouting is amazing.
Yeah.
When it comes to that,
and he's making the decisions with the coach. So our Colbert is a genius. Him, Rooney, and our coach Tomlin. Whatever they do together, however they decide together, along with those scouts, whatever information they get from the scouts, they do a
Right.
phenomenal job of picking. And every year, man, we do real well. Our first pick is really, really
Yeah.
good. And then they always turn into stars. And so I have full faith that if they say whatever, if they come out with a quarterback today and they say this is our future, then I believe them.
No way they come up with a quarterback. I'm telling you, I think they're buying all in on Trubisky. I think that's what they did. They made those
There's
moves
no
in the
way.
offseason to get him. And because Trubisky was a number one pick back in the day, I think. Or not
do
number
not-
one, but he was high
they-
up there.
I don't think that Colbert is going to leaving the franchise with Trubisky as the franchise quarterback. I don't think he could walk away the stud that he is, and leave us without a quarterback, without a franchise quarterback.
This
I
is
don't think that's
recorded,
happening,
so I want everybody to
Right.
see
Right.
when he's texting me later, upset with WTF. Why did we not take a quarterback? You heard it here first. They're not going to. I'm telling you, they're buying into Trubisky.
Willis, Ritter,
But
or
that's a good
Pickett.
buy, though. I'm
Whichever
telling
one
you,
is
that's
ready.
a good buy. I'm
Whichever
telling
one
you,
is there.
Trubisky is better than everybody thinks he is because he was on Chicago, who had a crap offense.
That's a good
Those
problem
guys
to have.
couldn't think their way out of a paper
Okay.
bag, man. Like the quarterback, or excuse me, the coach didn't. He was in over his head for whatever reason. He had a stick in his ass about Trubisky and didn't want to play him, didn't want to plan around him. So I honestly, as much as that pains me to say, I think you guys got a major steal by picking up Trubisky. I think he's so much better in the right system, and the dude in Chicago, which is why he's not in Chicago anymore, couldn't build a right system around anybody. Like it's like the only dude that could probably have Mahomes is still misuse him. You know what I mean? Like he was horrible.
I hope you're right.
And you guys aren't horrible. You guys are, you guys have a long history of working it out and figuring things out. And I think Trubisky's going to probably excel there, which sucks.
That was very warm of you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm a warm guy. What can I say?
Yeah, you're loving, compassionate.
Still don't think you guys are going to win a Super Bowl.
Empathetic.
There you go. That's the Dharma guy. I mean,
it's the Dharma guy.
Dharma time, guys.
He can't help it. He comes out. so the point is that I think that you're right. I also am a Trubisky believer. I follow. Look, I don't. Regardless what happens in today's draft, this season will be Trubisky's season to win or lose. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I don't see us moving on from Trubisky this particular year, unless something happens with him, or unless he's just completely outshined in practice, where they say, you know what, this other dude's ready.
Who's your backup right now? Fine. Is it that Mason guy? Mason
Rudolph. Yeah, Mason Rudolph.
You better
because Dobbs left, so we had Josh Dobbs as well, but he left. We didn't pick up his contract. We did pick up Dwayne Haskins' contract and Mason Rudolph's, but unfortunately Dwayne Haskins passed away, was killed, so we lost him. And he was great to have as a backup, because I really wanted Haskins to do well. To be honest with you, I really wanted to see him get a shot.
You and every other team that had him.
Yeah.
And see how that worked out.
Yeah. Okay.
He just didn't do well. He was mediocre at Ohio State.
You lost all validity with me because, number one, you're talking about a dead guy, but number two, you have Jimmy G, and you can't even say one positive thing about Jimmy G. See, you're walking away because you can't say one positive thing about Jimmy G. And he could take you to the Super Bowl, and you still don't like him.
Yeah. Well, here, I'm gonna put you solo so I can plug this in.
Oh wait, what is this? Man, my face got big on this thing. I don't want to see me like this. I got grainy. Why is it so grainy?
Yeah, there you go. That's the plug. I got a little warning telling me my battery's gonna die, so I had to apparently it wasn't plugged in.
Okay.
But anyways, Jimmy G must have been responsible for that, which is why I didn't connect. Boom. That was a good one.
So is there any of these teams in the top five? I mean, because there's a lot of teams with 2 picks, man. There's a lot of teams with 2 picks.
All right.
So, and look, Giants.
Who's got the 2 picks?
Multiple. Let me go down the list. Let me see.
See, the Giants don't scare me because they're only
Giants
good
have
like
2
twice a
picks.
decade.
Eagles have 2 picks.
The Eagles don't scare me. Giants don't scare me.
Lions have 2 picks.
The Lions definitely don't scare me.
Houston has 2 picks.
Houston doesn't scare me because every team that you just mentioned, they're
They need 2 picks.
well, all those teams you not only did they need 2 picks, but I look at their front office and it's atrocious.
Right. And Kansas City has 2 picks, which is
That
ridiculous.
scares me
Yeah, that
because you
scares
give
me.
Mahomes two round one talent.
Right.
Like, oh god, dude.
Right.
But the rest of the teams that you mentioned, their front offices are perpetually bad.
So
I mean,
let's talk.
look at the Lions, right? The Lions had
Okay.
Stafford, which is obviously a proven commodity,
Right,
which I've been
right.
telling people for years.
Uh-huh.
At one point, they had Megatron, which was oh my gosh, I can't think of his name at the moment. Megatron, you know who I'm talking
Right.
about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Which was amazing, even in Georgia Tech into the NFL.
Right.
Everybody knew he was
Okay.
going to do great. Their defense, they had Sue. I mean, there was a couple years there where Detroit on paper was stacked. And I mean, they had Barry Sanders back in the day, and he still couldn't
Yeah.
get it done. So they're
Yeah.
perpetually just like the Browns. And if we had the tape, I wish I could roll it. Back when we were in New Smyrna, when we had our studio over there, when all that stuff happened with Odell Beckham, I was on record by saying the Browns are who we thought they are. They're still
Yeah.
the Browns until they
Yes,
prove
you did.
otherwise. And it's because their front office sucks, dude. That's why it's like the same 6 or 7 teams that are always in the running and always relevant
Right.
because they know how to get it done in the front office, regardless of who's
Right.
on the field.
Right.
And all the teams that have the top picks, I'm not afraid of any of them, man, because they just don't have the front office. The Giants are good like twice a decade. They'll have like a couple teams that are pretty good and they'll run the table and then they're done and then they fall off the face of the earth.
So then, speaking of the Giants, they're not picking up Danny Dimes. That came out today, right? So
Okay.
he's gone. So after this year, so do they get a quarterback? Do you think?
Maybe. Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe because they need everything though, man. They need a quarterback. They need a running back.
Yeah, but did you think that quarterback was their problem? Is that
No.
because I actually like Daniel Jones. I
No,
mean,
I
does
think
he make
they're
some errors and mistakes? Yes, but I again I agree with you. I think it's the entire staff.
yeah. Their head coach
And
was a joke too.
I don't think they know how to use Daniel Jones. To be honest with you, I think he reminds me of like an Eli Manning. That if you would use him right, he could be great. But when Eli wasn't being used right, Eli wasn't doing as good. He wasn't. How many years did Eli not do well?
Yeah, Eli is an enigma to me. Eli is the dopiest, like top tier quarterback I've ever seen. Everything about him just looks so bad, but he's got 2 rings. He did his thing.
He's a Manning.
Yeah, he is. I can't wrap my head around Eli, and he won me money, by the way, because I bet against the Patriots when they were running their undefeated team. I quadrupled my money in that because I knew that the Giants were going to beat them.
Okay.
And even though he won me money, I still can't wrap my head around Eli Manning. He looks so dopey. He's not. Hey man, hats off, bro. You got 2 rings, so do your thing. But
yeah, it is better when the quarterback is actually the stud that they're supposed to be, right?
you think, right?
It
what
is
you
a stud.
expect.
It's a stud position, man. It's a stud position. There's no
Porn star
doubt.
Jimmy couldn't live up to it.
And I think that's why I like Ritter. That's why I'm cool with Ritter. I'm cool with Pickett, Willis, or Ritter because Ritter's got that. He's just got that coolness to him too, man.
Swagger.
Yeah, he does.
I walk with the swagger. I don't stagger.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, so he was at Cincinnati where it looked like Chick-fil-A. You know, that team always looks like Chick-fil-A to me. But you know, that's just me.
The Bearcats?
Dude, look at their helmet. To me, it just looks like Chick-fil-A.
Like a paw or something. I don't even remember now.
Those little things. It looks like Chick-fil-A. Whatever they. That's what it looks like.
It's so random, but okay.
Cincinnati Chick-fil-A. I don't know. It just does. But I'm cool with Ritter. So I think we get a quarterback. And then after that, I really don't care. Whatever they decide, they'll.
I'm gonna have to go make dinner.
My pick for today is one of those 3. My prediction is one of those
quarterback.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I prefer Willis. I prefer Willis just for the speed, but I think Pickett and Willis may be gone by our 20th pick, and so I'm hoping that they like Ritter as well, because, like you said, we still have Trubisky though, and if we need to go for a quarterback next year, then let's go for a quarterback next year. Right. But for right now, I think that Ritter would be a good pickup later on I think he could be that guy that everybody passes on, but he ends up being the best quarterback after this draft of this draft class.
Yeah.
I think Ritter could be that guy. I do like Matt Corral too, though. By the way, but wasn't Matt the one that was injured for this year or something like that?
I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to that one.
Right. Now, what we do know is there's some big linemen on this, and there's definitely some great defensive dudes coming out. Yeah. That's the only sucky thing, man. Is all these.
We don't even have a pick in the first round. I don't think so. I don't have a dog in this.
No, you guys don't even have a pick this first round. So yeah. Kansas City. What do you think Kansas City goes for? You think they go try to replace?
I think they got to go receiver? Offensive line and receiver, because their offensive line wasn't holding up for Mahomes, so they got to patch those holes. I think the sexy thing is to go to a receiver for sure, but I think the prudent thing is to get an offensive line, because Mahomes is great. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the greatest things we've ever seen come into the NFL. But when you're running for your life, you're pretty pedestrian. And so I think they have to protect him. So I think offensive line is where they should go and pick because you can get a receiver in the second, third round.
I just don't think an offensive lineman is going to be available. I think their pick is way down low. 30. Yeah.
Where's
dude. Their pick is way down at 29 and 30. I don't think they're going to get an offensive lineman at 29 and 30.
Well, they might move up. Is there like an all-star offensive lineman in the draft?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Probably somebody from Alabama.
Probably.
That's what I would do. Trade one of my picks and go to Alabama.
I had it earmarked. That Zion Johnson, Trevor Penning, out of Northern Iowa. Let me see. Man, that's not the one I'm thinking about though. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
That Charles Cross from Mississippi, Evan Neal. That's the one I was thinking from Alabama. Evan Neal. And then the one that they think could be the number one, that Iquanu or whatever, however you say his name. That I'm
not even going to attempt that.
He's from North Carolina State, man. That dude.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think, but yeah, I think Kansas City, if they're smart, they go offensive line. If they're smart.
In fact, I think he was with Jesse. I think he was with our race car driver at the last race. I think he went to go. I think he was our guest at the NASCAR race.
Right
he Kemi Iquanu from North Carolina. I think there's a lot of offensive linemen in this draft, but the top 5, I think all those. If you're put it this way, if you have a top 5 pick, you probably need an offensive lineman. That's that's why you're a top 5. You either need an offensive lineman or you need a great defensive end edge rusher. You need someone to sack some people and do some damage. That's what I would do always with the top 5 picks. Top 5 picks should always be like the baddest offensive lineman or the baddest defensive person on the planet.
I don't know, man. Joe Burrow was a pretty damn good top pick, man. that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Somebody like that comes along, dude. They can change an entire franchise.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with the draft.
But you got to use them right. You got to use them right.
Yeah, of course. But that's the problem with the draft, which is why I don't care about it, because you never know. On paper, some of these guys are the greatest things you've ever seen, and when they get to the NFL, they're a dud. Other people are so overlooked; they look so normal. But for whatever reason, they got a fire lit under their ass.
So you would trade for somebody
right now, depending on what my team is and what they needed. Yeah, because I don't think anybody's that sexy in the draft at the moment.
Who should do? So let's end with that. What trade would you do? What would you like to see your team trade for anything? If you know Debo's leaving, so would you like to see?
I refuse to accept that Debo's leaving.
Okay. All right. Let's say he is. We're going to
figure out how to keep him.
But let's say he is. What would you trade for?
Running back.
What would you want? Okay.
Any
good particular running back that's available?
Well, I mean, if I've got carte blanche, I'll take old boy from Tennessee. I mean, sure, if we get carte blanche, I'll take whoever I want. No, but I think a good running back for us, because Shanahan's we're a run first kind of team. And we need to take some of the pressure off of Trey Lance so it doesn't get all on his shoulders.
You lose Debo, you lose a running back and a receiver. That's the problem, because you already lost Mostert. He's gone.
Yeah, but I would take, and because we're such a short pass team and Shanahan designs for that stuff, he can make a receiver look greater than he is by getting him open through the scheme. But we're a run first offense, so we need to have a good running back.
So you're giving Shanahan all the credit. You're not giving the guy you lost. I noticed you haven't mentioned him not once, because you lost your offensive coordinator this year. Did you not?
No, that hurt, dude. Of course it hurt. That was
okay. So who did you lose in this offseason? So who did you lose in this offseason? You lost your offensive coordinator, right? You're losing Debo Samuels.
We haven't lost him yet.
Who else?
We might lose him.
All right, who else did you get?
Those are the big ones. Those are the main ones that we lost. But we did sign the old coach from San Diego, which I thought was a huge pickup for us.
And you're basically giving away a quarterback that took you to the Super Bowl. So that's
He's
your
still
team.
there. We haven't done anything with him, so I don't know if he's
It-
going or I don't know what's happening with him.
Whatever. You didn't maximize his value. He took you to the Super Bowl. You didn't even maximize that.
He didn't take
You
us
got
anywhere.
nothing for that. You didn't.
Our
Oh,
defense
okay.
took us to the Super Bowl.
Just like Brady didn't win those Super Bowls with.
I'm sorry.
It was all
What
Belichick.
did he do against Green Bay?
Just like
it was
all
our special
Belichick.
teams that won that. Like
Whatever,
he
man.
didn't do anything except
Your
for
dude
fail.
the dude played hurt, man, and he still played.
They all play hurt. Every
I
last
like
one.
Jimmy G. I like
Good.
Jimmy G.
You can keep him. Take him.
Don't need him. We got
Offer
Trubisky.
something good.
We have nothing to give you, man.
No, I think we as a team should probably go running back because we're so run heavy. I think that's the way to go. And I think that they should make Debo happy. Figure out how to keep him. Figure out what he wants and give it to him, as long as it's within reason.
I think that can happen actually.
I do too.
Because people don't get running backs in the draft typically.
Well, they do, but it's usually like third, fourth round.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them. But a good one that fits within our scheme, I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, because our offensive line is already pretty good. Our defense is insane right now.
Yeah.
Receivers, we got people seem to forget that we got Kittle still. I mean, the dude's still like an amazing tight end for us.
He is.
Debo took all the stuff, but Kittle's the man, dude. He's short game and long game, and he's like impossible to bring down. He was just overshadowed last year because he had an injury, and we had Debo just playing lights out. So if we have a good running game, that frees up Kittle, in the middle a little bit more. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what kind of arm Trey Lance has, anyways, and he doesn't seem to be ready because we haven't anointed him the starter just yet. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, we got to have something to smack talk each other with. So the smack talk towards me will be whether we don't.
You're not getting a quarterback. It's not
okay, so I need one to you, other than Debo. I need a draft day thing.
Debo's the only thing that matters to me right now.
I think that's really okay. So that's our thing then. You, my friend, will lose. You will lose Debo today.
No, we're going to
lose Debo Samuels today.
No, we're keeping him. But
if you're smart, if you do not lose Debo today, you better keep him. You better keep him.
I think we're keeping him. I do.
Okay.
I think we're going to figure out a way to keep him and make him happy.
So you're going to be watching ESPN hoping that Debo does not get traded today.
Well, I got it on my phone, so I'll get it.
Because all of a sudden, if you get the number one pick, all of a sudden, you knew something just happened.
yeah. If some crazy stuff like that comes up, then I know I don't even need to look at it. I know Debo's gone, but I don't think that's happening. I think we're going to be good.
All right, and then my thing is we're getting Malik Willis or Ritter. And if Pickett's there, and I'll take Pickett too. But they've moved me from Pickett in my head mentally to a more mobile, faster quarterback, and that's Willis or Ritter. So I'm going in that direction. So that's what I want. And then Kansas City, I'm gonna just cry watching them getting their 29th and 30th pick because
I don't even know.
I don't want any more AFC teams getting anybody good. And dang it, darn well they're gonna do well in their picks. They got two back-to-back to choose from. That means they got something to play with to even move higher in the draft if they want. They could trade both those two and go higher in the draft. They could trade a first round and a second round and go higher because they got 2 first, 2 second. They got all these. They got like 15 picks or 12 picks or something in this draft. I mean, they should trade some of those picks and go as high as they can and get what they can. They have the money to do it. They have the freedom to do it.
Right.
I could easily see the biggest winner I think out of this draft is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that's the team that out of all these teams that are going to be today on draft day, I think Kansas City Chiefs are going to be the big winner. Second is going to be us, and you're going to be the big loser.
You're such a homer, man.
I'm loyal, man. Black and
that's
gold.
That's why
Black
people can't stand the Steelers fans, dude.
Dude, people love Steelers fans, dude. They love us, bro, because
they don't. They talk.
They talk shit about Dallas Cowboy fans and San Francisco fans. Steelers fans.
Delusional,
dude.
Anyways,
people know we're strong. We're mean. We're always there. They love our legends. Our legends are everybody's favorite. Who doesn't like a Jack Hammer, Jack Lambert? Get out
Joe
of here.
Montana, baby. What are you talking about?
That's one dude, one pretty boy.
Ronnie Lott, Jerry Rice.
That's Jerry Rice
Roger
and Ronnie Lott. Those are all the ones I like. No, Roger Craig, nobody knows who that is.
Yeah,
but Ronnie Lott, Jerry Rice, I'll give you Montana. I'll give you those 3 right there.
Anyway.
But other than that, You borrowed Dion for a while, couldn't use him correctly, but at
We
least
won
you
a
had
Super
him for
Bowl
a
with
bit.
him.
At least you had him. At least you had
We
him.
had Kent Norton Jr. on there.
Yeah.
We
love
did take
Dion.
your sloppy seconds with Kevin Green, even though he actually did pretty good for us.
Hey, that's you can't talk. See, that's the thing about Steelers fans. You can never talk negative about a past Steeler, even when they move on.
He did good for us. He did well.
Kevin Green was awesome. Always was.
Yeah. But
Anyway, so that's the thing, man. That's the thing to talk smack about, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see who's talking more tomorrow or later today. We'll see who's
Yeah.
texting who later today of what's going on.
Right on. Well,
All right.
so housekeeping real quick. Make sure we tell everybody that we are going to be much more motivated coming up, and you should see a lot more content coming out from us than you have been. But as always, you can follow us on social media. He is at the Dope Doctor. I am at the Dharma Guy, which you can see right there.
Right.
Make sure you follow us on our podcasting platforms. Look up Dope and Dharma. We come at you with spiritual stuff through Dharma Time, addiction related things on the Couch Live, of course, sports on the morning after, which we're hopefully going to get more consistent on. And then, of course, we have politics on We the Middle because him and I are both in the middle. So, by all means, if you like what you're hearing, make sure you smash the subscribe, like, things of that nature, so you can get more content from us. That's my final words.
That's it. And that's all we got to say, man. Everybody enjoy draft day 2022. Hopefully your teams get exactly what you want. Hopefully you enjoy tonight as much as I do. Steeler Nation, let's go get that quarterback that we want. Adios, amigos. Time for a taco. Goodbye.